Hi. Modeling and sculpting a block is something very nice, but coming to concept design, we need a lot of details. Now, of course, we could draw details. For example, doors, windows, and other stuff like that, but it will take really a lot of time. And here comes, in help, the library of smart objects. You can see here in a section solid faces some objects called doors, walls, and windows. These objects, as we have underlined, are basically JavaScript components. So they generate, in this case we are looking at the window component. This window component generates a window parametrically using JavaScript. This is very important to understand since these objects are not built in the system. So we can easily create library of new objects and extend the behavior of the system. Now, why they are called solid faces? Give a look at the window. We just drag and drop one of these objects on a solid face like this. So I drop it on the face, and here is the window. We don't see anything. I see through the window, but I don't see any details. So where is my window? Well, in the settings we have an option called level of detail. These scripts receive this value, level of detail, that basically tells them how much detail we want to see in the component. So it's clear that we can save time by using a low level of detail, so the window doesn't generate any complex data, and then switch to high level of detail to see all the details of this component. Of course, what is created depends by the component itself. We see now a black window. Clicking on the window, we see the parameters exposed by that smart object. So we see here, in this case, the wall material. The wall material is the material between the window and the face of the solid. The frame material, I will change it to glossy white, and the glass material. So this object exposes these three materials. Then we have the geometry, that's the width, the height, and the wall thickness. So if I change the wall thickness to 10 centimeters, you see now that this is the wall thickness that this object is creating. Let's change again the geometry, and I want the width of 6 meters and the height of 1.6. Again, in the geometry, I will put back 0.3 the width of the wall. So basically the object gets regenerated as soon we change the parameters. Now this object can be moved over the face, so we can move it up here. As soon we select it, we see these grip points on the corners of the window, and we can catch one of these grips and move it, for example, to another face like this. So if I drag this object, this line is basically the baseline of the former window, and if we keep down the Control key and click, we clone, we make a copy of the window. So that's useful because I can just click on this one, keep down the Control key, and pull down this window like that, to make series of copies. Again, let's see other parameters that are exposed in this window. We have seen the geometry, that's size of the window, and the auto frame. In this case, the option is no frame. We don't see any frame around. And so if we activate all sides and change to 10 centimeters the width of the frame, we can see a frame around the window. That's it. And then we have parameters for the glass. First of all, number of horizontal panels. So if we change it to 2, the window is split in 2 parts. Vertical panels, I will put 4. So the window is split in 4 parts. And then we see another section. So we see horizontal panels A and horizontal panels B. These options are here because in the window style we can have a single window, a double window horizontal, or a double window vertical. So if I choose double window vertical, you see that the parameters for the horizontal panels and the vertical panels are applied on the left side of the window. We have 2 horizontal panels and 4 vertical panels. And that means that these parameters are for the right side. We want 3 vertical panels. So we have made this kind of window. If we select it again and we go back into the glass, we have here the thickness of the frame. It's set to 2 centimeters. We can just write 5 centimeters, and our frame gets thicker. So let's say that we have set up this window in a way that we like, and we have a lot of other windows that we would like to make the same as this one. Of course we can copy it, but let's say that we are changing the style of this facade, and we already have placed all the windows. So we can select the window, the source window where we want to get the properties, and use this tool here, copy parameters from the selected object. So now we have copied all the parameters. Then using the shift key down, I can select the other windows, and then we use this tool here, pass the parameters to the selected objects. So all the windows become the same. This is true not only for the inner parameters, but also for the size of the window. If I drag a window here, select the window, frame material white, and I change the geometry to 1 by 1 meter, and we change the glass to single frame and 2 panels. So I have made this small window 1 by 1 meter. If I select this window and I copy the properties, then I shift select all the other windows and paste the properties, they become all the same window. Remember then, Ctrl to copy. If we want to align this window horizontally, we have this smart object, but we don't have the vertical one. But you can zoom in, you stay a little bit on this point, and the software gives you the horizontal and the vertical alignment, so we can drop another one. So I can move this, and now if I want to copy this horizontally, you can go here, keep the mouse over that point, and then snap to have an alignment. So we have made a number of